Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late November 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leos. I hope everything is fabulous and fantastic for you, my friends. It usually is though, right? Let's see what's happening, my guides. Talk to me about these Leos in late November. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo, please. As we're moving towards the back end of November, we're getting close to Saggy season, so let's see what's happening. Okay, something with appearances is showing up here. Okay, when we have this card, you see the lady looking in the mirrors. Now, this could be a very positive card. This could be a really good thing, especially when it comes to self-confidence, but there's also some little warnings with this card as well. So before we dive too deep into it, before we do all that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this lady. The dress was distracting me here. So for some of you, like you see it, the woman in the big blue dress, she has that big wig on her head, she's looking right in the mirror. There's mirrors all over the place in this room. So appearances is a huge topic when it comes to this card. Now, this could just be Queen of Wands type of energy. Maybe some of you are going to get a nice confidence boost in this time, and that's a good thing. Maybe you're updating the wardrobe, maybe you're changing your hair, maybe there's something with appearances that is holding some importance in this time, whether you're upgrading it. And for some people, and I know that's not a Leo trait, but everyone goes through it sometimes where they take a little knock to their confidence. That's something to watch out for with this card. But I would say the biggest warning with this card is anyone in your circle that might be too egotistical. So you might be having issues with certain people where they're, I don't want to say narcissistic, but they're just way too into themselves for whatever reason. So we're just going to put this down. It is what it is, right? Everything in life is about balance, and this card can be balanced and beautiful and confident, but at the same time, it could be a little much. So let's just put that right there. Let's get into tarot now. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's get this deck ready. Let's shuffle it up one time for the lovely Leos. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled, Here They Come. And the reason it was titled that was because I was picking up a huge magnetic energy for a couple weeks now for Leo. So whether it's a lot of people coming your way, a lot of situations, it just felt like a lot of energy moving towards you quick. So for a lot of Leos, you could be dealing with a lot of things. You might be more busy than you normally are. There might be people blowing up your phone, right? You might just be more popular than you normally are when this energy shows up. And that could still bleed over into this coming week. Always keep that in mind. But it just felt super magnetic. Lots of stuff coming in. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take it how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get it going now. 3 cards to start us off. What do we have for Leo, please? Late November. Thank you. World card. Okay. Completion of a journey here. I don't want to use the word ending just yet, but that could be it when we have the World card. Something that we'll have to take a look at. It's a very, very powerful, complex energy, especially to start with. So it's like we're beginning with an ending here. Let's get it going. 2 cups. Okay. You might be going through a lot of changes in interpersonal relationships in this time. Okay. Whether it's like how you work within them, whether it's different people coming in or exiting your life, that's a possibility. Let's get one more, then we'll really start to piece this together. Thank you. Okay, yeah, we have the Emperor on the back end. Aries energy, which is something that works well with Leo energy, so I don't feel like this is necessarily a tough card, but we're going to have to really dive deeper on this. I'm getting a lot of nuance in this week's read, Leo, so let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, there's a lot of power here, my friends, in different areas. Like if you look down here, we have an interesting elemental mix, whereas we have this very powerful major arcana, We have water, which is emotion. Then we have this divine masculine emperor, which is fire, which could really vibe well with you. Okay, so let's break it down piece by piece, and especially with 2 major arcana in the main part of the spread. There's a lot of power here. Position number 1, the world. I always say this is a very, very complex card. Okay, it's one of the most complex. Now, it is the last of the major arcana in the tarot deck. So naturally, it could represent the end of a journey, the close of a cycle, an ending of some sort. But one thing we do learn through life and tarot is like nothing ever truly ends. Like there could be a metamorphosis. So when I see this card, to me, it could represent change, transition, transformation. So we'll want to dig into this deeper for sure. The world, yes, endings and completions for sure, but I also say this is a karmic card. It could represent the karmic cycles of life or karmic archetypes, okay? Because that's all about the cycles that we live through, whether it's lifetime to lifetime or year to year, month to month. So we're looking at cycles. Another thing that I always say when I see the world card is that it could represent the world itself. That's like a little meaning I always throw in with it. You're not going to find that in like tarot books or anything like that. It's just something that I've found works with this card. So there might be somebody you're connected to that is either very affected by certain world events or is consumed by them. You might not want to watch too much news in this time. Like, yeah, keep up to date, but don't overinvest your energy into it. It just could be matters of the world. But moving to the center, this is where we move away from that larger energy and we get into something a little more intimate. We have the 2 of Cups. Now, this could be very simple in my style of reading. When I see this card, all 2s in tarot represent partnerships, decisions, choices. You might be at a crossroads. As I did say, when we have the world next to it, it could be a lot of changes and transformations of the people that are in your life from day to day. 2 of Cups doesn't always have to be soul ties and lovers. It could literally be really good friends or people that we just have a very close bond with. So I do like this. And in my simplistic style, it could just say, hey, this is what's going on with this person. So when we clarify it, it might tell us something that this person, whoever they are, might be going through. But it's connections, right? That's another thing with this 2 of Cups, connections to you. Okay? Whether that's something you want, whether it's something you don't want. We'll just have to see what's up when we clarify this 2 of Cups. But if we're looking at the general energy of it, the 2 of Cups is silky, smooth, easy flowing, positive energy. Now, getting to the back end, we have an energy that's a little bit rough around the edges sometimes. It doesn't have the best reputation in the tarot community, but I think the Emperor gets a little too much flack sometimes. Now, it could just represent an Aries that you're connected to. And from my experience, I'm a fire sign, I'm an Aries myself. I know that we usually vibe very well with Leos, right? Like it's just kindred spirit type of energy. So if this isn't a person in your life, this is an energy that you could mess with. Like this is a good energy. The Emperor is the divine counterpart to the Empress. When we see this card, it could represent control. So whether you're taking control of your life, taking control of a situation, this is big boss type of energy. So if it's not a divine masculine figure or a father figure or just an authority figure, that could be it as well when we have the Emperor, like someone that's an authority figure within your life. I think of you possibly stepping into this boss energy, which could be very good. You taking control of situations and taking control of things in your life. Now, as with all cards, there's positives and challenges. A challenge with the Emperor energy is it could be someone that's just a little too much or a little too overbearing with that control. So we're going to want to dive deeper on all this, Leo. Let's jump in and clarify. Hope it's not a warning. We'll see. Especially like with an ending, Emperor, we'll see. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. So let's get in on this world here. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, why is the world here? What's happening? What's happening with my friends? Thank you. Page of Cups. Okay. Yeah, there could be some big news coming in for a lot of you. I was picking up something similar in the Aries reading, and it's funny that we have an Aries card. We have the Page of Cups here. Okay. And it could be a very harsh energy that we're picking up here in the front. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Or it could just be something that has a lot of change implicated in it. So for some of you, there could be some really big, I don't want to say explosive because we're not getting like fire or anything like this, but there's potential huge change coming in. You might have a conversation or hear about something that has like really big change written all over it for your life and your wife's journey. Okay, so for a lot of Leos, you could be going through paradigm changes or big life changes, and this time are absolutely possible when I'm picking this up. Now, if we take a simplistic thing, it's like some of you, maybe it's like, okay, well, I want to quit my job, so I'm going to call in and I'm going to quit and I'm going to end that. For some of you, this could represent a possible breakup with a connection as well, whether it is a relationship or a friend. So I would say for some Leos out here, that's a big possibility. You might have some possible disconnects with individuals that you might have to deal with. But for a lot of you, the main thing I'm seeing here is change, whether it's you saying, listen, I got to change something. Something needs to change, something needs to shift, and it feels big, it feels massive here. So I want to see how it plays out as we go throughout the rest of the reading, because I mean, water sign energy as well. You might be linked to Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but those are the main things I'm feeling. I'm not going to talk it into the ground. Very simple. So let's see what's happening, because that's not the end of the story. Okay. Could be all those things. Could be none of those things, right? Once again, world events and stuff like that. This could be someone either talking about it or debating about it or just listen to other people talk about it. I wouldn't invest too much energy in that in this time. Let's see why that Two of Cups is here. Why is the Two of Cups here for Leo? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, someone you're connected to could be going through a very, very difficult time. We have the Five of Pentacles in the upright. Now, I would say watch out for money here. There might, this is a very direct one for some Leos. There might literally be people that either owe you money or ask for a loan in this time. So don't be surprised, right? If someone hits you up midweek or hits you up around Thanksgiving, hey, can you float me a few bucks? That's like a vibe I'm picking up here. So don't be surprised if that happens. If there is somebody that owes you a substantial amount of money, their energy's showing up here and they feel very bad about it for some reason, or there's a guilt there. Okay, now back to the Five of Pentacles. If we're not talking about money, that was just something that came off the top of my head. This energy could represent somebody feeling lonely, sad, out in the cold. It's a hurt type of energy. If we're not talking about money, the fact that it's in the upright underneath this Two of Cups is like someone is feeling a separation. So it's like we have multiple stories going on here for different Leos, where it's like, yeah, we have life in general, possible little things here. But for some of you, I could see splits, or I'm seeing possible splits with people that either were very close or near and dear to you or are, right? Like losing people in one way or another. So I don't want to dig too deep in it. It is what it is at this point. But it could be someone that is either really hurting or lonely when I have this energy in the center, okay? I'm not feeling bitterness. I'm not feeling anger or anything like that, but it is a little intense. I will say that. So let's keep moving over to the Emperor. See what that has to say about the whole thing. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the Shadow card. It is what it is, right, Leo? Remember, if this energy's not hitting for you, totally cool. Watch your other alignments, right? But you might be getting different things. This might be a very interesting week for you. I will say that. Okay, if everything seems quiet right now, and I mean, this could be a very interesting week. What's happening with that Emperor here? Why is the Emperor in the mix? Thank you. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Okay, so the moment you step into your power, you could turn any situation you're going through into your favor. And as a fire sign myself, I know generally most of the times, I mean, Leos are human, right? We're all human, but everyone has ups and downs. Leo's a very confident sign in my experience for the most part. When we get the Wheel of Fortune under the Emperor, it's like, okay, well, once you enforce your control on the situation, once you do what you can with whatever's in your capabilities, that's when things are going to turn in your favor. So we're beginning and ending this with karmic cards, with cycle-based cards, with change-based cards. So it's like in the front, we have a possible change for the worse, but on the back end, we have a change for the better. So for some of you, maybe there's certain situations where the ball is still up in the air. You know, like Spirit may have flipped the coin and it might be up in the air for whatever reason. Okay, but I'm loving this energy on the back end. The Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, when I combine this together, yes, you should know that there are certain things that happen in life that are out of your hands. There are certain things that are going to happen that are out of your control. You can only control how you react to them or what you do from that point on. Okay, that's a very powerful thing to think about. But this is a 4-leaf clover, the Wheel of Fortune. It's beautiful luck shifting in your way. Once again, this is karmic, so we have possible big karmic changes happening, cycles shifting and changing in your life for sure. So it could be various different shifts and changes happening of the karmic variety. But to me, it's like once you step into your power, realize you're a creator being, and do what you can, you'll feel much better about something, okay? Whether it goes in your favor, whether it doesn't, once you do what you can, you will feel better. And you could easily step into this Emperor energy. Like I said, that's kindred spirit type of vibes with Leo. So you could easily step into that. That's like King of Kings type of energy. So Leo, I'm liking it overall. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, and I will say this, we're ending with 2 cycle-based cards, karmic cards. We have the World with the Page of Cups in the upright. I was getting little sub-notes of somebody like listening and talking and debating about world events. A lot of you could have some big paradigm changing news coming in this time, where something really like rocks your paradigm in one way or another. There could be huge changes, massive changes all over the place. This can be difficulties, these front 4 cards, with personal connections, whether it's loss of people, splits, what have you. Moving to the center, we have the 2 of Cups with the 5 of Pentacles in the upright. Once again, that reinforces that someone you're connected to could be hurting, could be feeling lonesome or solitary, and they're going through a difficult time. I also got that other message, don't be surprised if someone hits you up asking for a loan, right? Now, it's up to you if you want to give it or not, but someone might hit you up asking for money. Maybe this is someone that owes you in one way or another. But on the back end, we have the Emperor with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, taking control of the situation, and that's when luck starts to kick in. We have the big karmic changes all over the place, but you enforcing your control and doing with what's in your capability is the best route. And I did also have that message that there's always going to be things that you can't control. There's going to be things you can, but there's always going to be things you can't. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. And yes, we're going to see what's in the shadows for Leo. And yes, my friends, I always like to do this at the very end. I feel like it's a nice thing to do. Whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see, it doesn't always have to be a challenge. So let's see what's in the shadows for Leo. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, so if you're so inclined, there's various different tiers and always doing special things for the members. So no pressure, though. Let's get it going. What do we have in the shadows for Leo? Just to end us off nice. Thank you. Okay. Knight of Swords, take some action here. We have some air sign energy showing up here with the Knight of Swords. Now, this can be a card that is a little combative sometimes. So maybe it is Spirit warning you about some sort of conflict, about facing things head on. This is a very, very fast moving card. So when I see it in the shadows, for a lot of you, it could be things changing within you quickly, rapidly, like maybe quicker than you could even keep count of. You might just have, shadows linking up with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But when I see this Knight of Swords, it's either very good for taking action or making moves, or it's Spirit asking you to slow down. When it's in the shadows, Spirit's like, hey, slow down, don't be too confrontational, don't rush things, don't be too spontaneous. So for some of you, that could be a little warning here on the back end, right? Like, don't lose your head in this time, okay? Regardless of what you got going on. So Leo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The November subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the October subscriber surprise, the winners will be in the community tab after this week's fire and air readings. But for November, we're bringing back winner's choice. 2 lucky subscribers will get to pick a deck of their choosing up to $40 US. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you think is the most fun? Which one do you have the most fun with? And yeah, after that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of November, I'll pick the winners at random as usual. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.